DeadTime-Now, where time stops and horror begins. Put on your headphones, find a quiet corner, and turn off the lights. Because what you're about to hear is not just a story, it's a true nightmare
that have fueled debate among paranormal believers for decades. They read those rare moments when a camera or a microphone seems to capture something that just shouldn't to be there. For every 1,000 hoaxes, there are a few cases that stand out, leaving behind supposed artifacts that are still argued about today. We're going to look at some of the most famous paranormal cases ever documented, where the evidence is almost as chilling as the stories themselves. It's worth noting up front that the scientific consensus is that there is no credible, verifiable evidence for ghosts or paranormal activity. What these cases offer are compelling stories and ambiguous data that have been endlessly scrutinized, from a televised haunting in London to a chilling photo from America's most infamous haunted house. These are the investigations that claim to have captured something real. You be the judge. Okay, the Enfield Poltergeist, the tapes that shocked Britain, all started in North London, in a totally normal council house at 284 Green Street, Enfield. In August 1977, Peggy Hodgson, a single mom, called the police, claiming furniture was moving and her kids were hearing knocking on the walls. This was the beginning of an 18-month saga that would become one of the most documented poltergeist cases in British history. Investigators Maurice Grosse and Guy Lyon Playfair from the Society for Psychical Research showed up to document the weirdness. They found chaos. Over 30 people, including police, neighbors, and journalists, would claim to witness strange events. One police officer even signed a statement testifying she saw a chair slide on its own. Lego bricks and marbles were apparently thrown across rooms, seemingly out of nowhere. But the most compelling and unsettling part of the Enfield case isn't a photo, but audio. Grosse and Playfair recorded over 200 hours of audio tapes. Amid hours of unexplained noises, a voice emerged, a deep, raspy growl, supposedly speaking through 11-year-old Janet Hodgson. The voice called itself Bill and claimed to have died in the house. Now, for the reality check. Skeptics rightly pointed out that a creative teenager is perfectly capable of faking a spooky voice. In fact, Janet and her sister later admitted to faking some of the incidents, saying they wanted to see if the reporters would catch them. Magicians who reviewed the evidence concluded there was nothing they heard or saw that was beyond the capabilities of a clever child. Still, the investigators who spent months there insisted that not everything was a hoax, but despite their conviction, the Enfield case has never been authenticated by any scientific body. The tapes remain a deeply unsettling audio record, but whether they captured a spirit or a masterful prank is still very much up for debate. The Hampton Court Palace ghost caught on CCTV. Not all spooky evidence is old and grainy. Sometimes, it shows up on modern digital surveillance. In the winter of 2003, at London's historic Hampton Court Palace, security guards had a weirdly specific problem. A set of heavy fire doors kept flying open. For 3 days in a row, the doors were found open. Security would close them, only to find them open again later. So, they checked the CCTV footage. On day 1, the video shows the doors swinging open with serious force, but nobody's there. Day 2, same thing happens, but this time, something else appears. A figure in what looks like a long, period-style robe walks out, calmly closes the doors, and disappears. The figure's face was indistinct and eerie, earning it the nickname Skeletor. On the 3rd day, the doors were open again, but the strange figure was gone. The palace, already known for ghost stories, released the footage, and it went viral. So, what was it? Skeptics argue it was likely a tour guide in costume, or even a clever publicity stunt, and it's a fact that no independent investigation has ever confirmed it as a paranormal event. The palace has never officially explained it, but calling the footage undeniable proof of a ghost is a huge stretch. It's a clear video of something odd, but the identity of the costumed doorkeeper of Hampton Court remains a fun, unlikely man-made mystery. We've listened to the tapes and watched the security footage. The stories are on the table, but the conclusion is far from clear. What do you think so far? Definitive proof, or are there perfectly logical explanations staring us in the face? Drop your theories in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this dive into the unexplained, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because we've got more to come. The Amityville Horror, the photograph that haunts the world. There's no haunted house more famous or more controversial than 112 Ocean Avenue in Amityville, New York. The legend started with a horrific real-life tragedy. In 1974, Ronald DeFeo Jr. murdered 6 of his family members in the house. 13 months later, the Lutz family bought the home and moved in. They lasted just 28 days before fleeing, claiming they were terrorized by paranormal activity, everything from swarms of flies in winter to waking up at 3:15 a.m. every morning, the supposed time of the DeFeo murders. Their story became the blockbuster book and movie, The Amityville Horror. Soon after, famous paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren got involved. In 1976, their team, including photographer Gene Campbell, conducted an investigation. Campbell set up an automatic infrared camera on the second floor to take pictures throughout the night. It wasn't until 1979 that the most famous piece of evidence was revealed, a photograph showing what looks like a small boy with glowing white eyes, peeking from a doorway. The Amityville ghost boy image became instantly iconic. Many believe it's the ghost of 9-year-old John DeFeo, one of the murdered children. However, the entire Amityville case is drowning in controversy. It's widely regarded as a hoax, and for good reason. Ronald DeFeo's own lawyer, William Weber, later admitted that he and the Lutzes created this horror story over many bottles of wine. The ghost boy photo is no exception to the skepticism. Many researchers believe the image isn't a ghost at all, but one of the investigators named Paul Bartz, who was present that night. The theory is that he may have been kneeling, and the infrared film caused a reflection in his glasses, creating the glowing eyes effect. While Bartz never officially went on the record to confirm it, he reportedly suggested he believed the photo was of himself. So, while the image of the boy in the Amityville house continues to be a staple of ghost stories, it stands as an icon of paranormal controversy, not credible evidence. From the Enfield tapes to the Hampton Court doorman and the Amityville ghost boy, these cases stick around for one main reason. They left behind a compelling story tied to a piece of supposed evidence. We can listen to the recordings, watch the footage, and analyze the photos for ourselves. However, the scientific community is clear. There is no validated proof of the paranormal. These artifacts are almost certainly the result of hoaxes, misinterpretation, or psychological factors. Believers see glimpses into another world. Skeptics see tricks of the light and human error. But the evidence, suspended between belief and disbelief, remains. It challenges us to think critically and serves as a reminder that sometimes the greatest mysteries are the ones that are caught on tape, even if the explanation isn't supernatural at all. What do you think? Are these genuine paranormal events, or just elaborate stories that have stood the test of time? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the unexplained.